Hey, what's going on, YouTube? What's going on, everybody, man? Welcome back to the channel. How are you guys doing out there today, man? Welcome back. Welcome back. So we're here once again with some Neil Young. Going to be checking out Alabama. All right, this is the second part, I guess, to something that set off a little bit of I think, a short-lived feud, right? Pretty simple with Neil Young and Ronnie Van Zant, I believe it was. So this is the second, or the other song, I should say, that set that off, Alabama. I've done Southern Man. Man, that's a kicker of a song, man. It's really got a nice groove to it. Great rhythm section with it, man. Just overall, just a banging song. So I'm excited to see what Alabama offers in contrast to that. Because now I guess I hold them kind of in union, even though maybe they're not speaking on the same topic. I'm not sure. But I just know it was enough to kind of drive a little bit of a wedge. And maybe it was just saying, hey, you don't know, like, you are talking about a generation of people. You're putting us all down. And it sounds like that wasn't the intention. So maybe a slight misunderstanding here. But I'm excited to get into the song itself here. So we're going to be checking out a song called Alabama here, okay, from Neil Young. Let's see what's happening here, guys. Make sure the volume is up. Here we go. Oh wow, you can hear like this. It almost sounds like a garage sound, man. Already. It's like the guitar is off to the side.
Oh, Alabama, the devil fools with the best laid plan. Swing low, Alabama. You got the spare chain. You got to feel strange. And now the moment is all that is been. Alabama, you got the weight on your shoulders that's breaking your back. Your Cadillac has got a wheel in the ditch and a wheel on the track. Oh, Alabama, banjos playing through the broken glass. Windows down in Alabama. See the old folks tied in white ropes. Hear the banjo only take you down home. Alabama, you got the weight on your shoulders that's breaking your back. Your Cadillac has got a wheel in the ditch and a wheel on the track. Oh, Alabama, can I see you and shake your hand?
I like this little isolation, kind of the
Make
drums,
friends
bass.
down in Alabama. I'm from a new land. I come to you and see all this ruin. What are you doing, Alabama? You got the rest of the union to help you along.
Okay, so this one felt, I guess, a little more personal with even the music. When you bring down the music a little bit, sometimes you want your message to be clear, to be understood. With Southern Man, that was just a straight jam. I think comparing the two, I think I'd rather listen to Southern Man, dude. That one's just a rocking, just good time. Like even if you take the lyrical context out of it, the song goes hard, man. The song goes hard. The music goes very hard in Southern Man. But I think in totality, the song Southern Man is amazing. Alabama here, they brought down the music a little bit. Like I said, maybe he was taking a more direct approach with the vocals on this one. He wants you to hear what he's saying. I ended up pulling up the lyrics. I wanted to see, so you might have seen me messing around there in the song. I want to pull it up and get a little listen here. So it says, "Oh Alabama, the devil fools with the best laid plan. Swing low, Alabama." So sounds like right there he's kind of making a connection that the devil is having pulling the strings of maybe some things going on in Alabama. He's telling them swing low, get out of the way, watch out, catch these tricks that he's playing on your people. That's kind of the vibe I got on that first verse. Of course, the chorus is talking about the way you're tired. You've got one on the track. All right, there's some people who are trying to progress, to make change, to stay with the times, but you've got one right there. I think he says in the ditch or in the mud. Yeah, in the ditch. So he's talking about the other one spinning out. It ain't making any progress, man. You're not going anywhere because half your vehicle, half your people are not ready for that change. They want to stick in their ways. So the way he's writing this out, guys, pretty serious. Oh, Alabama banjos playing through the broken glass, windows down in Alabama. See the old folks tied in white ropes. Hear the banjo. Don't it take you down home? So with that one, I don't quite understand the banjo, the broken glass, the old folks tied in white ropes. I could assume some of the connections he's trying to make there, maybe talking about old white, like maybe like KKK stuff with Alabama, some things that you hear about occasionally, maybe even in Virginia. You hear, being from Texas, those are the kind of things you do hear about some of these places, that they got these sections of the place that just can't move past racism. I don't know. Living in Texas, I live in a more progressive area, I guess, so I'm not out in the rural areas. I don't face a lot of racism here. Growing up as a kid, I definitely didn't face racism. For me, and I'm Hispanic. I've got a lot of Mexican family members and stuff, so I personally didn't face that. So I don't know. Maybe people have that perception of Texas, but living in Texas, I didn't experience that. I had friends of all nationalities, and we weren't those type of people, so I don't know. But being from Texas and only hearing about Alabama and hearing about Virginia, I do hear those kind of things about those places. So I don't know. Maybe Neil Young, very similar, was hearing a lot of stuff. But if he went and met the people, maybe he would get a whole different story. But I don't know. Wasn't around at this time. Haven't been to Alabama myself, so I can't tell you anything about Alabama. Um, but that's what the connections I could probably see on the second verse there. Third verse, we're going down to, "Can I see you shake your hand? Make friends down in Alabama. I'm from a new land." He's wanting to come and get to know the people, it sounds like he's saying. But he goes on to take more shots before leaving the song alone. He goes on to say, "I come to you and see all this ruin." So he is stating he has been here, and he is verifying with his own eyes that this ruin that is told to be there is actually there. He is seeing bad stuff, feet on the ground. What are you doing, Alabama? You got the rest of the union, right? The rest of your nation. They're trying to help you along. Like, take note, listen, pay attention, and follow. This is the right way. They're trying to help you. What's going wrong? Like, why don't you get it? So, I can understand if you're from Alabama and this isn't the life that you're familiar with there, and you feel like it is a broad stroke of generalization, taking shot at all your people. Why maybe Ronnie felt like he needed to stand some ground here and call him out on the BS, if you will. Like I said, I'm very far from the fight. I don't know what Alabama is like. I could say, sure, I've heard that there's racism, maybe pockets of racism in Alabama, and there's pockets of racism in Virginia. Now, Virginia, I can say I have seen that because I've been to Virginia. I've visited, um, my wife got some family out there, and I was a little surprised by some of the things you would hear or see out there, things that I don't see here in Texas, and it's like, damn, you know, those are why those videos occasionally pop up online with maybe some black guy having to smack the taste out of somebody's mouth who drops the N word in front of him. You know what I mean? Because some people get too comfortable until reality hits them in the face. Um, and I'm just saying, like, there's pockets of that out there, but I'd like to think overwhelmingly that we are moving past those mentalities, right? You got to wash out um really the generations that want to hold on to that want to hold on to those really sad thoughts, man, where that skin color means something. No, it's the character of the person, and each person is individual, man. You can't I don't like generalizations. We all use them, we all say that, and I'm not talking about just in race, I'm talking about anything, right? It's so easy to generalize, but you need to take note and say, hey, I'm doing that, I'm making generalizations, and I got to understand that not everybody is that way. Not everybody operates the same way. You need to take a person on an individual basis, get to know them, and like them for who they are, or don't like them for who they are. But you can't blame a whole race or things like that, right? You can't generalize everybody, man. That's just not smart. It's not right. So right here we got Harvest. That's the album that this was off of for the song Alabama. This was released in 1971, and it is folk rock country rock on this one. So right here it says Alabama is a song off what is perhaps Neil Young's best, most acoustic album, Harvest. Mostly acoustic, I should say. Although Young had said many of the same things concerning institutionalized racism in the South, far better with the song Southern Man a few years earlier on the After the Gold Rush. This state titled protest song of sorts certainly touched a nerve with many Southerners, none more so than with the Leonard Skinner group, who were eventually inspired to write the pro Alabama classic standard Sweet Home Alabama, which everybody has had to hear that song, right? Even I know that one there. So some, such as Leonard Skinner, took offense to Young's scolding of the South with lines like, Alabama, you got the weight on your shoulders, it's breaking your back, your Cadillac has got its wheel in the ditch and a wheel on the track. This weight, of course, was the state's history of black slavery, and after that, black and white segregation, which didn't end, at least in the legal sense, until the 60s. Young's song, however, was released in 1972, which was quite some time after the Martin Luther King and the civil rights movements had done its job to get many of the unfair racial laws in Alabama overturned. Nevertheless, a 1972 Alabama redistricting plan, which provided renewed voter rights and made it so that thousands of Alabama citizens could get involved in the political system for the first time, revealed that the shedding of Alabama's racist past was still a work in progress at the time. Perhaps it will always be a work in progress, as racism is many times an ingrained belief system. Yeah, see, that's the problem with racism. It's usually passed on, passed on, passed on. Kids growing up in households where their parents are constantly talking about it, their relatives are constantly talking about it. Therefore, they get their mind to thinking that way, and they carry it on and carry it on until you get those kids. And I think it's going to happen everywhere, man, who break away from the traditions and their families' ways of doing things, man, because you know, many of us probably have done that. If you're here watching this channel, if you're enjoying this kind of music, you probably have broken away from some really ignorant things that even your parents, when I was growing up, man, my parents really, maybe it wasn't the best situation, but they did try enforcing manners. And the biggest one of all, and I almost consider it a big lie, the biggest one of all was respect your elders. Always respect your elders. And I grew up thinking that, okay, always respect your elders. You got to respect your elders. And it probably wasn't until I don't know, man. It was definitely at different points of my life that I started realizing, man, that I felt I had a more sound understanding of situations than some people who were 30, 40 years my senior, who I felt had really ignorant beliefs a lot of times along with this, right? And you really see that age is just a number and does not it's not indicative of your level of intelligence. It's not. So at some point I started realizing, no, respecting your elders to me always meant just abide by what they're saying, believe in what they're saying. They have more experience. More experience doesn't necessarily mean smarter decision making, better judgment calls. being wiser on topics and having a peaceful outlook on a situation, a more understanding, graceful way of dealing with the situation. A number is a lie, and that was a great lie to always respect what my old elders were teaching me. And I had to break away from that train of thought, even though I was raised that way, because I saw the flaws in it, man. Now, that doesn't mean that I'm immediately denouncing or disassociating myself with something that one of my elders might be telling me, but I'm thinking more critically about what they're going to be telling me, okay? Because you shouldn't fall into that habit where you just are always going to take it at face value, whatever you're being told, and accept it. Not the way to do things. And that's the only way we're going to break away from this mentality of judging people by their skin color, because that's a really stupid thing to do. Just being cut and dry and honest with that one, man. So, um, yeah, I think it's smart to, of course, just have manners in general, right? Try to have some manners in general, but you need to be able to create your own thoughts and do your own research, man. And don't take even your relatives, man, right? Don't take everything at face value and just believe what they say and fall in line, because man, we need critical thinkers in this world. Without that, it's doomed, man. It's doomed. So that's my take on it. With that, hopefully you guys agree with me there. I don't know. We'll see. But thank you guys for tuning in here today. Really appreciate that. I could, like I said, I could see the shots that were being fired here with Alabama a little bit. So let me know what you guys know or thought about this song. Hopefully y'all enjoyed it as well. Let me know, do you got a preference between Southern Man and Alabama? Is there one that you're more fond of listening to on a daily basis? For me, I think I'm gonna have to rock with Southern Man a little bit. That's just my personal taste. So hopefully you guys enjoyed it, man. If you like the reaction, please don't forget like, subscribe, check out the descriptions down below for other ways you can help the channel, man, including donation requests, becoming a member here on my YouTube or my Patreon. Really great ways to help me. With that being said, I'm gone, and I'll see you on the next one. All right, peace.